and welcome to the class tonight. Thank you for coming. So I don't have so much time, so I'm just gonna hit it, and then we round up. Yeah, thank you for coming. I encourage you to share wherever you're watching from. You're watching from Facebook, you're watching from YouTube, or any other channel. Please, you share to your friends and you can always drop your comments so I'll be able to look at it and then be able to answer you back. Yeah, good. Sorry about that glitch. So let's start. I'm going to start by thank you, welcome for coming. So if you're here, please just write your name and where you're watching from. It will help us a lot. Your name and where you are watching from. So I'll be able to, check out on your on your chats. Yeah, thank you very much. Share with your friends. Thank you, and thank you. Okay, so let's go. Now, we're discussing two powerful skills you need for success, both now and in 2023. Two powerful, um, yeah, Fred, thank you very much. Fred is tuning in from Accra. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, thank you. IOC Walter, thank you very much. Tuning in from Abuja, thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead right now. Now, two powerful skills you need for success. It's very important to note that people who want to be successful are not thinking seriously about the skills they need in those areas that they want to be successful in. And that's a very big problem. You want to be successful, you're not thinking about what do I need in those areas I want to be successful in. If you want to be a musician and you can do your thing very well, then you can be successful in music. If you want to be, yeah, a father, and then you can do your job very well in that department, you're going to be a successful father. If you want to be a good lover, you do your work so well in that department, you're going to be successful. If you want to be a good mechanic, you do your job so well. If you want to be a good reader, you do your job so well in those areas, you're going to be successful. But the point is, you can be successful as a mechanic. In other words, you can know how to be very, very good in what you do as a mechanic, but you are not financially successful. So it's a different thing altogether. And that is why I'm going to show you how to connect the dots so that you are able to see how it goes. Yeah. Now, the first thing I want you to note is that if you go to any car shop and you see any car of your choice, Mercedes, Lamborghini, Lexus, whatever it is, the car you would cover it, any car, and you can pay the price, you are going to drive out with that car that day. If you go into any shop, car shop, and you see what you love, and then you are able to pay the price, you will drive out with that, car that day. What does that mean? What it means is that if you check any area of endeavor in life, there are prices to pay. If you can pay those prices, you're going to go home with a trophy. So some skills are transferable, some are not. Some skills are transferable and some are not. So this night, We're going to, the two skills we're going to look at are the things you can apply across platforms. And I'm talking to you here as a professional in these areas. Now, um, most people who win and are successful in what they do, they win most times because they have the skills in those areas. But you see, I'm going to show you some, neuro-linguistic perspectives to what I'm talking about. When you have what I call standalone skills, a lot of you here can identify when I explain that. If you have what I call standalone skills, you are going to have issues because when you are very good as a mechanic, then in marketing, you are very good as a mechanic, you are not good in marketing, then there's a problem. The problem is that you are going to be very, 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 very powerful with repairing cars that anybody who comes around will say, wow, this guy is wonderful. But you see, you are not making enough money. Why? Because your skill of repairing car, mechatronics, electronics, whatever it is you can do in car, they are standing alone. But you now need combination of skills. For instance, if you're a musician, you can sing very well, but somehow you don't know how to market yourself, or you are a speaker, or you're a consultant like me, you don't know how to market yourself, you start having issues. Now, I'm going to tell you one story. I am very good with consulting, very, very good at that, at the risk of sounding immodest. But you see, greater percentage of my life was spent thinking that just being good at what you do is enough for people to call you. So one day, after suffering for a long time, I left the shores of this country and I went to Maastricht School of Management in Netherlands to go and study management, majoring in the consulting process. Now, the first thing I had when we entered the class, I think we are from about 13 or 17 nations. When we entered the class, the first thing is a very old man. He was a very old man. I don't know if he's still alive. If he's alive now, he should be 90 something or close to 100. I think at that time it was 80 something. Now, the man said, write it down, consulting is a relationship business. When he said that, I would just say, what does it mean consulting is a relationship business? But I think that simple word, consulting, is a relationship business. 6 words, it changed my life forever. You see, I consult for quite a lot of organizations, or my organization consults for quite a lot of organizations, MDAs, multinational corporations, and all those kind of things. It was the simple understanding that consulting is a relationship business. In fact, you may rarely consult for organizations that do not know you. So that made me to understand what it meant to keep relationship that matter. So I started being very deliberate about my relationship. But before I talk about the two powerful skills or she to welcome, now standalone skills will always jeopardize your effort. So let me explain and talk about the neuro-linguistic perspective. Yeah, Grace, welcome. Now, look at it this way. In your brain, you have the brain cells. Yeah, Zena, welcome. You have the brain cells, and they are, they're different. They're like this. But when you come close to them, you see they are close to each other, but they don't touch. Don't all of them touch. I'm trying to colloquialize this because I'm not in a neuro-linguistic class, so that's why I'm trying to make it fast, and I don't want to take so much time. So now there's a very little, you see something like this. Yeah, yeah. So, but they're not touching. Now, there's what we call dendrite. Dendrite are the things that, when they are close like this, when the dendrite touch the other one, then when two dendrites come to touch from the two brain cells, now learning takes place. Yeah. Now, what happens is, let's assume I'm talking about standalone skills. Let's assume you have knowledge of what? Mechanic or mechanical engineering or coaching or whatever you do. And now you have knowledge of marketing. If both of them don't come together, if the dendrite of this one and this one do not touch, you will never succeed, because you're going to be a great coach. Yes, you're going to be a great coach, very great coach, who is not rich, because you don't know how to market your coaching. Marketing, I think I'm having some internet issues here. I do hope it's not affecting you as much. So even if you know so much about coaching or about mechanical engineering or civil engineering, or you're an architect, even if you know so much about that, immediately the knowledge of coaching or public speaking or whatever is not touching with the knowledge of marketing, you're going to be very great in coaching, but you won't be making money. The same, if you understand system building and you understand marketing and you understand engineering, if you want join three of them together, somebody will come to your business, though you are marketing and you are making money, though you are able to do the work very well as an engineer, you will always have problem with systems. So when somebody comes into your company, the person will notice that everything is everything is not orderly, because okay. So immediately you are able to understand this, you start understanding, how can I make sure that my systems understanding or knowledge and my engineering knowledge and my marketing knowledge, the three of them will have connection. The dendrites in three of them will join. When they join, you are able to have a kind of a learning takes place. That is why, if you have knowledge of coaching or whatever knowledge, and you have knowledge of marketing, you will keep just going, and you are not making it. One day, when something happens, maybe somebody says something, maybe you are just meditating, maybe you are reading a particular book, and it joins together. That is coaching and marketing, or engineering and marketing, or whatever. Immediately it joins together, knowledge takes place. And immediately the knowledge takes place, yeah, you can now move, and you are able to do so much. And people will wonder, oh, where also told us that consulting the relationship business. Immediately, our lecturer professor told us that in the class. Learning took place inside of my head, and I found out why. My, what do you call it? My proposals are stolen by those who should commission the job. They say, oh, bring a proposal. You bring the proposal, it's stolen. And then they don't pay you for your work. So I found out why those were happening. And immediately, when I came back to Nigeria, I solved that problem, put systems in place. And then in our organization, we stopped submitting proposals, because in that class, they told us that proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. Okay, let me repeat. Proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. So when we found out that consulting, when I found out that consulting is a sequel to preliminary discussion, I changed the whole thing. Instead of Oh, you talk to a governor, you talk to a minister, you talk to, it's a go and write proposal, and bring. And you write proposal, he or she steals it and then doesn't give you credit, doesn't allow you to do the work. What we started doing is that, because proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. Yeah, because proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. What we started doing was we now discuss, and after the discussion, now we can go and put it in a proposal format, not sending a proposal with before discussion. Now I'm trying to show you when the dendrites touch that from this brain cell and that brain cell, when the dendrites touch, learning takes place. And I gave you two examples. One, consulting is a relationship business. Number two, I told you that proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. So if you got this, let me move ahead because I've not mentioned the two skills I want to talk about. Okay, so I just talked about the fact that people want to be successful, but they don't want to think of the skill for that particular success. And I made you to understand that if you go to any shop and you love a car, Lamborghini, whatever car, Rolls Royce, if you have the money, you're going to drive away with that car or with that car that day. And we talked about that skills that can help you in life are transferable skills. That doesn't mean the other skills are not important. I'm going to take a full episode to talk about transferable skills. Transferable skills they are sometimes very funny. Something like critical thinking is a transferable skill. People management is a transferable. You use them across board in everything you do. You can use them. Emotional intelligence is a transferable skill. Greeks is a transferable skill. Infinite optionality is a transferable skill. Time will fail me to talk about those because that's not what I want to deal with today. Yeah. And what I'm talking about, or some of the skills I'm talking about, you may not have had some of them because, some of them are, things that you don't even think about. You feel that they're not necessary. I always tell people that, being a first class, of course, I was the best student in school. Being a first class person doesn't, really going to translate into what? Into success, financial success. That is why most D and C, most D students and C students, you know, they are the A and B students, okay? They're the people who employ them. So you have to be careful. What you know should not make you like your made first class or you were a lawyer or a doctor or a professor, whatever it is. Let it not make you have a sense of entitlement because you're going to have issues. So we talked about the fact that most time because of the fact that people have skills and they will always say, I have skills, I can do this, I'm a data analyst, I am a computer scientist, I am a very good mechanical engineer, I am a mechatronic engineer, I am this one. But they don't understand that that skill is nothing because it's a standalone skill. Because it's standalone, it is not helping. You need to connect it with other skills for you to actually do more. Yes? So those transferable skills I talked about, you could think about them, work on them, and then try to look at them. Yes, Miracle, welcome. Now, the next thing is that having talked about the neuroscientific implication or neuroscience implication and talked about the connection between one skill and the other, or one, you know, um, perspective. When I mean traditional, I mean just like what everybody can understand. Now, look at it this way: when you have something like, you know, um, you want to cook soup, yeah, you have okra, you have egusi, you have pepper, you have help me, you have all those things, yes, yeah, salt, you have seasoning, you have whatever. Now, standing alone on themselves, they cannot. Standing alone individually, none of those can make a pot of soup. What will make a pot of soup is when they all come together, the salt, the seasoning, the gusi, the okra, the fish, the meat. When they come together inside a pot, that's when they're able to form something that you can call a soup. Come together, these skills come together, and that's how critical thinking creates your creative intelligence. You have infinite optionality. You have all those kind of skills. When they all come together, emotional intelligence, perseverance, this one, that word, data analysis, digital marketing skills, all those. When they all come together, what happens is that they will now form the soup. um oh, sorry. We said proposal. Somebody was asking. Proposal is a grace. Proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. Okay. Proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. What that means is that proposal is something that comes after you have discussed with your commissioner, the person who is supposed to, your client, your commissioner. When you've discussed and then you are able to agree that this is what you're coming to do for me, this is what you're coming to do for me. When you've had that discussion, yes, that's when you now write Facebook or you are on what it's equal to a politics. Yes, thank you very much, Walter. Thank you, Bishop Walter. Now, I want you to keep writing on the comment section what you've learned. Please keep writing. If I say anything that makes sense to you, you write what you've learned. It's very important. And take a few seconds to share to your Facebook, your WhatsApp, your share with your friend, your groups, so that they can also join. We still have some few moments to go. Okay. Now, I've not mentioned the two scales. Now, so we've talked about the neuroscientific, you know, part. So let's talk about the two important transferable skills that I want to discuss. That these are powerful skills that you need. And I do hope you're going to understand the import. Now, these skills have helped me so much. Yeah. Thank you. My NG, thank you so much. Consulting is a preliminary. Consulting is a no, NG, you didn't get it. Consulting is a sequel to a preliminary discussion, and consulting is a no. Consulting is a relationship business, okay? While proposal is a sequel to a preliminary discussion. God, don't teach us nonsense. Okay. Now, let me say that the two skills, let's talk about them. The first one, yeah, I'm going to write it down myself so that we don't miss it. The first skill is what I call deliberateness. Now, I know you know that word, but let's operationalize it so you can understand the importance. Now, the first is deliberateness. 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 Okay, good. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that very, very limited. Thank you, Ngo. Time is very, very limited. Okay, so deliberateness means that everything we have on earth, whether it's the time, I'm using your time now, you're using mine, is very, very limited. I have television here, so I could put it on and then I forget this. Yeah, so time is very, very limited, so you need to plan it. Friends are everywhere, so you need to choose the right friend. You're going to be deliberate about what you really want out of life. what you really want every day, what you really want out of every relationship, what you really want out of every friendship, what you really want out of every time, what you really want out of every business, what you really want out of every client, what you really want out of every year. You're going to plan it. If you don't plan it, yes, everybody will be your friend. You know, your time is just for everybody and all those. Now, activities are everywhere. We're talking about deliberateness, intentionality. Activities are everywhere. So, if activities are everywhere, you need to now deliberately choose the activities you are interested in. You need to deliberately choose the activities you are interested in. Okay? Now, yes, thank you very much. So, in a discussion with the client should come before proposal writing. That way, you know if the proposal is what writing in the first place. Thank you, Tonya. That's the point I'm making. You got today, Tonya, revolutionized my life. That is why you go online, you don't even see what I do, but every day I am working for uncountable ministries, department, agencies, state governments, you know, multinational corporations and others. I'm working for them, but I don't even, you know, I don't stress it because, you know, I could follow somebody, follow an organization for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and we keep discussing and keep discussing and keep discussing and keep. But what I do is that I am following like 20, 30 organizations, 50 organizations at the same time. So as we go ahead, you know, they are materializing into, you know, businesses, they are materializing into, for some of you, you just follow one person, follow one client. Oh, he told me to come tomorrow. He told me to come next tomorrow. He told me to come Wednesday. He told me to come, and then you wait until Wednesday before you go. And then, but you know, if you're following about 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 at the same first thing you must have. Yeah, yes, thank you, Angie. The first skill number one is deliberateness. Time is very, very limited, hence you need to plan it. You need to be deliberate what you want to happen. Be deliberate about what you really want from anything. This means intentionality. Thank you, Angie. Super. Yes. So immediately you are able to understand that activities are everywhere. So what do? You now choose which activities do I want to actually be part of. Now, I'm going to write it down. Activities that you should be interested in. I call it, somebody help me write the full meaning. I call it PPA. PPA stands for Profit Points Activities. Please, somebody help me write it down there. Profit Points Activities. Whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, help me write it down. Profit Points Activities. Now, oh dear. Okay. So now, profit points activities are activities that are helping you to make profit. Now, get it right. When we say profit, we are not saying just we're not just saying something like, oh, you make only physical gain. No. Your profit points activity, for instance, if you are into maybe something that has to do with thank you Bishop, if you are something like you are into something like okay, like water, IOC water, you know, is um into a lot of businesses, but let me talk about the one that has spiritual implications. So he's a musician. You could you could sing and people will have healing, and people will give their life to Christ, and all those. That is profit. It mustn't be something that is physical. If you're an evangelist, you go, though you didn't come back with physical money, but a lot of people, get their life to Christ and all those. That is what? That is profit. So profit point activities are activities you are going to be doing that will help you and that thing you are doing. So every time you wake up in the morning, ask yourself in your business, what are my profit points activities? So help me write it down. Help me write down, what do you think are the profit points activities for a business, no matter what business you are into? Tell me, write it down for me. I'm going to wait for 1 minute. Write down for me, what do you think are the profit points activities, please? Yes, I'm waiting. Oh, great man, great man. Okay, you say you are a good man, very considerate and understanding. I remember how you helped me in my days in IMSU in one of our course, philosophy and logic in 2008. God bless you, really good, and keep you strong. Well, thank you, great man. Thank you so much. Okay, I feel I appreciate your kind words. So help me. What do you think are your profit points activities? Please write it down. I want to see that. Write it down for me, please, quickly. Yes, I'm waiting, please, quickly. What do you think are profit points activities? I'm asking you, write down for me what you think in your business are the profit points activities in your business. Olamide Odesido, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, for helping me. Wonderful. Tonya, thank you very much. Tonya is a real estate consultant. He said his profit points activities are what? Lead generation. Yeah. Lead generation is his profit point, one of his profit point activities. I am waiting. I want others to write. Please quickly write. Yeah, this is just, it's not just for you to be here. I want you to participate. Write it down. What do you think are your profit points activities? Please write it down. Sorry. Yeah, write it down for me quickly. I'm waiting. Yeah, this is just, sorry, my monitor is just ranting. Write down for me. Okay, God said, number one, making money. Okay, no, I'm asking you, what helps you to make money? Building a brand of myself. Super. Thank you, Angie. Then career growth. Super. Yeah. Client follow-up. Tony said, client follow-up. Super. Wonderful. Yes. Write it down for me. Yes. Um, yes, Ebuka, yes. What are your profit point activities in the ministry? It could be prayer, fasting, evangelism. It could be reading the Bible and all those kind of things. Yes. Um, my friend Edna said my PPA is sharing knowledge with people. Wonderful. Um, Walter said, record more videos of my music. Super. Record more videos of my music performance and getting them out for the world to see. Perfect. That's what we call profit points activities. Choose activities you are interested in. Auntie G, I didn't get that one, Grace. Please, can you help me understand it more? Prince Gerald said, learning new things daily. Super. Depending on what you are into. Yeah. So learning something daily about that particular thing you are into, having positive impact on the lives of people. Okay, so let me tell you some profit points activities. Somebody help write it down for me quickly. So I'm going to call a few of them. Number one profit point activity is working on the business. Now, there's a difference between working in the business and working on the business. So somebody help write it down for me. Maybe Ebuka or somebody. Esther said her own is what? Ebuka said organizing outreach. Yes, thank you. Organizing outreach. Sorry. Organizing outreach, record songs and release them, write more books, engage in training. Super. Esther said, sharing daily content about my business. Super. Olamide said, deliver value to my clients, which translates to their satisfaction. Yes, I want to ask, how do you deliver this value? What are the things you should be doing? Okay, so somebody help me. So somebody has said, Tony, yes, Tony, I now appoint you our class monitor. So Tony, help me now. So Tony said, the first one is working on your business. Yes, Israel, thank you for coming. Now, working on services. Write it down. Developing products and services. Somebody help me. Help me. I'm writing examples of PPA. The test examples of PPA. Working on the business, not working in the business. Thank you, Angie. Thank you for clarifying that. Not working in the business. So so number one is, I mentioned working on the business. Number two, I mentioned what? What did I mention again? I mentioned um, um, developing more products and services and platforms. And then number three, finding more partnerships. Okay. Number four, marketing, yeah, and sales. Number five, taking old products to new markets. Yeah, taking old products to new markets, like finding new products, rather finding new markets for old products. Okay, and developing new products. Yeah, those are things we call PPA. Sitting down to build systems in your organization. That is profit point. Those are profit point activities. You see, finding more partnerships, finding where you can get more funding, thinking of how to expand the business. Thank you, Ngo. Thank you, Toye. Yeah, for writing those down. Those are profit points activities. Remember, we are still talking about what? We are still talking about deliberateness, but because of our time, I don't want to take it too far. So let's talk about the second scale. So the first skill, deliberateness. That's the first skill. So the second skill we're talking about is algorithmizing. So write it down. Help me write it down. Algorithm. That is the second skill I want us to talk about. So we talked about the first skill. Talking about the second skills right now. The second skill is what? The second skill is algorithmizing. So let's talk about that. Now, what is an algorithm? So if you immediately you start understanding that when you are deliberate and then you start algorithmizing, you are going to have beautiful, beautiful, perfect, life around the areas you are algorithmizing. For instance, some of my friends who were in university with me, they will see me and they say, "Hey, Colin, you are looking younger, when we are now than when you were in school." And I think they also tell that to my wife. Now the point is that immediately you start algorithmizing your health, you are going to find out, what do I eat and I don't sleep well in the night? What do I eat and my sugar level goes high? Or what do I eat and I feel some headache around my eye area? What do I eat and I start feeling that I have I'm tired? What do I eat and then my system changes? Yeah, it could be alcohol. Yes, it could be alcohol, it could be starch, yeah, it could be something like sugar in your tea, it could be yeah, it could even be sweetened yogurt, whatever. But you are going to algorithmize and say, oh, what happens when I do this? What happens when I do? Everything has algorithms. Everything has algorithms. Yeah. Everything on earth, every single thing on earth has algorithm. Bathing in the bathroom has algorithm. Um, you know, enmity, Being empty with somebody has algorithm. Friendship has algorithm. Love has algorithm. You know, influencing people has algorithm. Whatever you think about on earth has algorithm. Yes, there's algorithm. If I remove the where I plug the camera, you can't see me anymore. If I just touch where the sound mute button is, you can't hear me anymore. If quite a lot of things on earth has, all of them, they have algorithms. Now, the same with our relationship, making money, the same with enjoying good health, enjoying good family, whatever it is, they have algorithms. So now the human brain has 86 billion neurons, at least 86 billion neurons. That means, what it can contain is infinite. But because a lot of people want to pander to, you know, something beyond them, because they are lazy, because they don't want to take responsibility. A lot of time people will say, oh, um something like, it's in the hand of God. So why is it that you don't wake up in the morning and you want to go eat breakfast and say breakfast is in the hand of God? Why don't you do that? Hands of God, so that God can come and go to your kitchen and cook your breakfast for you. Why don't you say breakfast is in the hand of God? You don't say that. You will always say that anything that is difficult, you say is in the hand of God. No, God wants you to use this thing He has given you. He gave you brain, 86 billion neurons, so that there is nothing that you want to do that you can do with this brain. And you see, in religion, we have caused a little issue, because it is as if the spirituality and rationality are diametrically opposed. That is not true. That is not true. If you are a mad person and you want to be led by the Holy Spirit, how can a mad person be led by the Holy Spirit? The mad person doesn't have rationality, so the possibility of the Holy Spirit leading the mad person is zero, because he doesn't have rationality. So there is no dichotomy, like something that divides it, that your rationality and spirituality cannot come together. It's a lie. Now remember, the truth is, when you want to use your wisdom to start examining God, that is where the scripture will say that the highest wisdom of man is is so stupid before the foolishness of God, because the foolishness of God is bigger than the highest wisdom of man. So when you want to use your little brain to examine God, that's when there's a problem. But using your brain for your daily activities and prosperity on earth, God is not against it. So if you've got that, let's go over to algorithm. So you start seeing, if you can algorithmize anything, you can control that thing, you can have the result you want in that particular thing. So everything has algorithm. You can know by checking, for instance, how you behave when you do a particular thing. So I'm going to give you an assignment this night. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, the first thing you do, like you always do, let it be to check your WhatsApp and check your phone. When you do that, uh, just check how your day will be. Then the next day, when you wake up, just don't check your phone till about 10 o'clock. So, what do I want you to do? First of all, you see, sit down, meditate. Yeah, sit down, cross your leg, breathe in, hold it for as long as you can. Breathe out, hold it for as long as you can. Breathe in, hold it for as long as you can. Do it for 10 times. And then you stand up if you can stand up, and then you do your exercises. After, as you're doing your exercises, maybe you put on your phone on YouTube, or maybe something like how I can learn something quicker, how I can market my business, how I can brand myself. Just you put it on, let it play. Then after that, probably you pray, or you can pray before that, or probably you pray, take your shower, and then you go out. Now you're going to see the difference between when you woke up in the morning and you started fiddling with your phone, and now that you woke up and then you had some routine. You had some routine, some algorithms around your waking up. You're going to see how the day will be so beautiful. The day will be so powerful. Before 10 a.m. that morning, before 10 a.m., if you follow this routine I told you now, before 10 a.m., you would have had a very beautiful day. Before 10 a.m., you'll be just wondering, I've been so productive today. I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. But you see, if you don't algorithmize it, you will just say something like, oh, today has been beautiful. My moods are up. I've been very beautiful. I've done 2 proposals this morning. I've made, 20 calls. I've closed deal of 3. I've made 100,000. I've made 1 million and all those. But you didn't do what? You didn't algorithmize what happened that day. That is why you must understand 3 things about algorithm. Yeah. Number one thing you must understand about algorithm is how to identify algorithm. As we start winding down, we're going to wind down in a few minutes. Yeah, help me right now. Write down for me, what are some of the character, what are some of the attitudes, what are some of the characteristics you have noticed in people who are successful in your area? Please help me do that immediately because we need to write it down for me. What are some of the things you've noticed as characteristics, attitude, or the way people who become successful in the kind of business you are doing right now, what are their life patterns or the kind of things they do? People who have succeeded in your area, what are some of their characteristics? What are some of the things you have seen them do? Sorry, the internet is interlacing. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm repeat because I find out that oh dear. Sorry. Okay. So my friend Michael Tonya said they have routines. Thank you very much. My bishop I will see what I said. They're intentional in announcing themselves and what they do. Thank you. My friend Tonya said they set goals. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Gerald. Sorry. They said reception is terrible. So sorry about that, please. So Dimpas Ngo, my friend said, understand the following about algorithm. Okay, how to identify an algorithm? Okay, so what are they? Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Now help me write. I want to know, please, in your area, what are some of the things that people who are successful in your area, what are some of the things you see them do? Yeah, they are goal driven, 100%. Thank you, Angie. They are goal driven, very, very goal oriented. They said, this is what we want to achieve in this week. This is what we want to achieve in this month. better now. So sorry about that. The hope is better now. Ooh. Okay, so I think it has come back. So now, some of my friends wrote they plan their day. They plan their day. Um, okay, Saving Life says the successful people are persons of routine. They follow a set pattern and are consistent intelligent. Thank you very much. Saving Life, please, I want to know your real name. I've forgotten. I know Saving Lives. Okay, Angie, my Angie, thank you very much. She says she's here. And they are persistent. That's my friend Clement. They are persistent and enduring towards achieving results. Thank you. Now, you see, you're going to ask yourself, what are your own algorithms for success in your areas? Yeah. Until Zab Imam says, they are confident. They are very confident. You see, they are confident. They're not afraid of criticisms. Let me tell you, and I want somebody to write it down for me here. I want you to help write it down for me here. I'm going to say something. Now, I want to define confidence for you. Confidence, okay, Olabemi, thank you. Confidence is your authorization to us. Please, somebody help start writing it down. Confidence is your authorization to us to believe that what you are saying and what you are doing is true. Help me write it down, because Zainab Imam said they are confident. And I want to say I agree with her 100%, because confidence is your authorization to us to believe that what you are selling, what you are saying, what you are doing is true. So write it down for me, please. I want somebody to write it down. Confidence is you authorizing us. Confidence is your authorization to us that what you are saying, what you are selling, what you are doing is true. If you don't have confidence, you have not authorized us. Yes? Thank you. Yango said it is your authorization to us to believe that what you are saying or doing or selling to us is true. If you're not confident about what you are selling, what you are doing, how do you want to authorize us? You're not authorizing us to come and buy from you. You're not authorizing us to believe you. So that is why confidence is your authorization to us that what you're saying, what you're doing, what you are believing is true. That is why you can see some people who are doing the wrong thing or believing the wrong thing, and you see them having a lot of followers. Why? Because they are confident. Go online, you see those who are hookup girls, very sophisticated at shower and all those, and they are doing it, they're not hiding, and they have millions of followers. You see, so confidence is your authorization to us to believe that what you're saying, what you're doing is good, is right, is something you want us to follow. So, number one thing we said about algorithm, we say we're going to talk about three things about algorithm. Number one is I'm going to end in 7 minutes. Number one is you must identify algorithms. So whenever you come to anything, whenever you come to anywhere, whenever you come to any business, you just sit down and observe it. Whenever you check somebody, a speaker, a consultant, anybody who is successful in anything, whenever you watch the person for a few days or few hours or few months, or you are able to identify the algorithms. How does this person drive traffic? How does this person get customers? How does this person make people believe him? How does this person get followership? How does this person make money? What does he do? You need to identify the algorithm. You need to check any person who is successful or anything that is successful, any business that is successful, and you identify the algorithms. That was what China did. They take everything US produces or any other, maybe Germany, and they take it, they pieces it and find the algorithm inside of it. They start imitating it from the perspective of the US. They start imitating it, and as they become familiar with it, they start creating their own. So number one thing you must know about algorithm is what? Identify algorithms. Number two is that you must know how to use algorithms. So when you identify algorithms, you should be able to know how to use algorithms. You've discovered that this person prays a lot, or goes for outreach, or composes a song, or sits down to build business, or markets high profile individuals, or try to read a lot, and all those. You see those things, but you are not practicalizing them. You are not using them. So you need to identify algorithm. And number two, you use algorithms. Don't be that kind of person. And I want you to write something down for me. Write it down for me. That is, if you are not doing it, you don't know it. Please write it down for me, because I want it to be something you are taking home tonight. If you are not doing it, you don't know it. Help me write it down. Yes. If you are not doing it, you are not, sorry, you don't know it. If you are not doing it, you don't know it. Write it down for me, please. I'm going to wait until you write it down before I continue. If you are not doing it, you don't know it. So don't give me the crap of, oh, I know this, I know this, I know this. Okay. Thank you very much, Ingo. Yes. Yeah. If you are not doing it, you don't know it. So don't give me that crap of, yeah, I knew it. Sometime I knew it yesterday, or sometimes somebody, I've heard about it. Shut up, shut up, shut up. If you are not doing it, you don't know it. Yes. So the point is that you must know it in order to be able to do it. And you must do it in order to say that you know it. So if you're not doing it, you don't know it. So one, identify algorithms. Two, use algorithms. Number three, I wish you could guess, create algorithms. When you have, started identifying algorithms, and then you now, number two, start using algorithms, then you can now start understanding how do I create algorithms. So I'm going to summarize. Please write down what you've learned today. Yes. Chicken, so thank you very much. Now, what I want you to do right now is write down for me what you've learned today. Yeah, Fatih, thank you very much for coming. So write down for me on the comment box what you've learned today. But let me just, try and do what do you call it? Wrap up what I said today. So we started by saying there are two powerful skills you need for success, for those who are coming late. So we are working on two powerful skills you need for success in 2023 and beyond. And we said people want to be successful in their lives, in their businesses, in the things they do, in their love, in their love life, in their family, in everything they do. Yes, in their health, but they do not want to sit down and think about the skills needed in those areas they want to be successful in. And we say that if you go into any shop and you are able to see a car you need, and then you have the money, that you are going to drive that car home that day. So we're saying that the problem is not lack of the things, there is your inability to pay the price. And we said some skills are transferable while some are not. And we agree that when skills are standalone, very much like the cells in the brain, when the dendrites are not touching, they can make connections and then multiply and amplify their forces. And we talked about the fact that most times a lot of people succeed because they have the right skills in the right combination. And we made allusion to the fact that standalone skills are not helping you. Very much like cooking soup, that anytime you have okra, egusi, you have seasoning, you have water, you have salt, you have all those things, bomo, you have fish, you have meat, and all those. When they are standing alone, they cannot form soup. It's only when you bring all of them together that they can become soup. Okay? And we say standalone skills are not helping. And we talked about the neuroscientific and neuroscience perspectives to that. And we mentioned that there are two important powerful skills you need to learn in 2023 and beyond, and now starting right now. And we agreed that they are number one, deliberateness. And we agreed that deliberateness is ability to be intentional. Now, before I round off, please, I want you to suggest for me what you want me to treat next Tuesday or Thursday, depending on my time. This week we are entering. I'm going to be very busy with a lot of trainings. Yeah. So write down for me topic you want me to work on for you this next week. Okay. So write down for me the topic that you want me after writing what you've learned. Write down treat so and so topic. You just write topic. You write the topic you want me to treat. It will help me that when I'm coming next week, I'm going to come with something that will make sense to you, not just what I feel that will make sense to you. So we talked about deliberateness. About deliberateness, and we agreed that there's limited time, so you need to plan it because deliberateness is personality. We say there are friends everywhere, so you need to select your friends. That it is every day and everywhere. We said in all that to actually be fruitful, you need to understand what we call PPA, profit activities, okay? Profit point activities. Please help me write down the topic you want me to read next week. You can write it down as a word. You can write it down as a topic. Then we're going to treat it next week. Please try and write it down immediately. So number 2 skill we agree. Yeah. Oh, wonderful! How to follow through with your goals. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Now, please write your own so that we can choose from the. Now, we said number 2 skill is what we call algorithmizing, and we agree that everything on earth you can know by checking out. We get a lot of examples, and then we said, if you want to find out the algorithm for success, like every day, for a successful day, you can, for instance, take the phone in the morning tomorrow and see how your day will pan out. Like you take up your phone, you check and check and check and check and check, and then start your day with just. And next day, you start your day with looking at the things I call 2020. You look at those kind of things, and then you're able to check it out, find out how you went. And we agree that there are things you must, what do you call it? Algorithms. Number 1, identify. Number 2, how do you create? Rather, how do you use? And number 3, how do you create outcomes? Okay, so yeah, I'm going to drop a number here. If you have any question you want to ask, you can ask the question on this number. Okay, if you're outside Nigeria, you can add +234 to it, +234. So if you have questions and things you want, yeah, you can ask your questions and all those using that number. Okay, good. So I want to appreciate you for listening in. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Please remember to share this. Remember to share. Remember to Share it with your friends, please. Remember to share